Hey guys, the man who doesn't stop running his mouth. I am Safety Scissors. Sorry, that's my normal intro for my other stuff.
It's true though, so it's fine.
Yeah. So you get so used to doing it and stuff, it just comes out.
That's okay, at least I'm not saying like, and we are noise complaint. What?
5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
But anyways,
pull, back step, skull heel stand.
Anyways, I am Safety Scissors.
And I'm Duct Tape.
And this is Hot Glue. And we are bringing you a fun little thing that we did. We decided to come up with a top 10 old school Saturday morning cartoon list. So top 10 of our favorite old school cartoons. There's so many of them that are out there, and so many of them that we had to go through. This list took us forever.
5 minutes.
Forever to go through.
Well, we've been thinking about it for a while because Noise Complaint's new set is 90s or old school cartoons, mostly 90s, and so we've had like all these nostalgic shows in our head, and we decided to go ahead and compile a list for you. And we're in true Saturday morning fashion, sitting on the couch in our PJs, eating breakfast.
Yep.
At like 11 o'clock at night, but that's fine.
So you ready to get into this?
Mm-hmm.
Now we're going to go through the top 10. We also have a couple honorable mentions, stuff that we couldn't put in our list that we both had on our list. Because basically what we did, we both wrote out our top 10s, combined them, and they made a top 10 ultimate list. Yeah. So you ready?
There was a lot of compromise.
There was a lot of compromise. A lot of it, no. Alright, so we're going to start at 10. I almost read off my list.
Yeah.
So for 10, we decided to go with Gargoyles.
That was a non-negotiable for me for being on the list because, first of all, almost all of the voice actors were from Star Trek. And yes, I have now mentioned Star Trek in every single vlog we've done, I'm pretty sure. But
I had the same
all of the actors from The Next Generation, or not all, but a lot of them went to be voice actors in Gargoyles. And so it was like getting to watch another episode, but like they were made of stone.
But yeah, it was a good show, and I remember watching it a lot. So it was definitely a big staple in my childhood. Definitely a filler until the next episode of whatever else that I was watching. But it was one of those where it's like, oh, I guess I'll watch it. Oh, this is really cool.
I was always so excited.
All right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's 10. Gargoyles. Number 9. Something that some of you guys probably have never heard of, but both of us knew exactly what it is.
It was so good. It's the Snorks.
The Snorks. They had a little thing like this.
Kind of like the Smurfs underwater, but not. They have these little things.
I
don't know. It was amazing. It was it was so funny.
Old cartoon, like early to mid '80s. It was old, but it was
Snorks?
Yeah.
Casually Googles.
I can Google it. Let's see.
You keep talking. I got it.
Oh, okay. I'll keep talking. Ha ha ha. We had this plan the whole time. Look, this is Ninja, aka.
Whoa, you're right.
Right, 84.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, I watched it when I was little. Yeah.
Oh,
So.
the bagel was so good.
So, anyways, so yeah, Snorks. It was a lot of fun. It was definitely one of those shows that we grew up watching as little kids. You know, one of the few that, you know, back then it was like Flintstones and the Hanna-Barbera cartoons and Snorks, things like that. So it was a lot of fun. Now for number 8. I'm looking at the wrong list again. Number 8.
This one we agreed on. It was number 8 on both of our lists. So we're like, okay, it's number 8. That's fine.
Earth.
Wind.
Fire.
Water.
Heart. With your powers combined, I am Hot Glue. No.
What?
Captain Planet was number 8 for us. It surprisingly was, after looking at it, it wasn't on the air as long as I thought it was.
No, like, here, hang on, casually Googles again.
Haha. This episode is not sponsored by Google. But we will sponsor you. Or we will...
We will accept sponsors. 1990 to 1996, so only 7 years.
6 years, 7 years. So, okay, it's longer than I thought. But yeah, it was fun, you know. I feel bad because Mati had heart. He could hear people's heartbeats.
He could talk to animals?
Could he? Could he talk to animals? Maybe I didn't pay attention.
You didn't.
I just was like, I want to fire everybody. But, you know. So, you ready for number 7?
Sure.
Number 7 was a little more on my list, one of those compromises that we had to talk about. But number 7 was He-Man.
I watched it when I was growing up. I also watched She-Ra, but in retrospect, She-Ra was kind of a silly invention. Mm-hmm. Just like, hey, let's make the girls happy. Instead of He-Man, we have She-Ra. And it's like, okay. I can cosplay her now that I'm blonde, though.
Yeah. I'm not buff enough to be He-Man.
Yet. We were supposed to go to the gym tonight, and instead we decided to make vlogs.
That's like working out.
No, it's like sitting on the couch eating a bagel.
That's true. But yeah, so He-Man was on there. It's definitely a staple in, 80s kids' childhood.
I had the action figures.
I
Not
did too.
all of them. My goodness, there's too many. But I had a bunch. All right, this next one, number 6, was my absolute non-negotiable. Like I said in the last vlog, it depends when we release everything. I don't know. But as I said before, I didn't really watch a lot of cartoons. I watched mostly live action stuff, so I really preferred like more mature interactions. If I did watch a cartoon, it was I mean, The Simpsons was pretty mature. Later on in the list, you'll see another. It was a hidden maturity in that one. Now as an adult, I'm looking back and looking at the jokes going, oh my goodness, they could put that on the air.
When I was a kid, my mom wouldn't let me watch Simpsons.
Yeah, most of my friends were
bad.
not allowed to watch Simpsons. People thought I was raised by wolves. Sorry, Mom. But good job.
Hi, Mom. Thanks for not letting me watch something that wasn't that bad.
Anyway, Space Ghost Coast to Coast. The funniest talk show I've ever seen that never actually existed. It was great.
I used to watch that at my father's house. It was so funny. So yeah, that was
Oh, how
that's
did you
definitely
get up here?
that was definitely a good one. That was number 6.
That was number 6.
Number 6.
I loved that show so much. I remember, I think it was on late and on Saturday morning.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but it's an old cartoon, so it made the list, whatever.
Number 5.
I dare you not to get the theme song stuck in your head. I dare you.
It's gonna be stuck in my head. I'm gonna sing it all night.
Yep.
Hot Glue, you're out of luck. You're gonna have to hear me singing it all night.
Life is like, what?
Is it a hurricane?
I think.
Here in...
Duckburg. Right?
Number 5 is DuckTales. Woo. But yeah, that's definitely has to be on there. It's such a great show.
I still can't get over the physics behind diving into a pile of coins and
You would
how
have a
that doesn't
concussion.
hurt.
Like, there's no way. We gotta call Mythbusters. Let's
Oh
see
my
if they
god,
can figure it out.
you know how my dad has a bunch of robots?
Mhm.
I bet I could turn one of them into Gizmo Duck.
I want to be Gizmo Duck.
Okay, but I bet I could turn the robot into Gizmo Duck, and then you could just be Scrooge McDuck.
I want to be loaded. Oh, you hear somebody with food. Alright. So, yeah, so number 5, definitely DuckTales. It, like I said, it was definitely a fan favorite of ours.
And most people's.
And most people's.
It's making quite a comeback.
It
I bet
is.
like everything else on TV, they're gonna remake it.
The
We'll
old
talk more about
Nintendo
that
game.
later.
The old Nintendo game was so much fun.
Yo, that was like one of the best games Nintendo made, and it wasn't even designed to be one of the better ones. It was one of those, there's a show about it, let's make a game. It was so good. But I am notorious for liking really bad games.
Also, it's been remastered and released on Steam.
Really?
It's
And
so
we don't
great.
own it?
No. It's
Why?
$14.99 or $9.99.
I spent more than that on soda today. Which, by the way, I need to stop doing.
But yeah, so it's a lot of fun and definitely a great show. So that's number 5. Number 4.
We agreed on this one. It was both of our number 3, but we didn't agree on number 1, so we made 1 and 2, and then we agreed on number 2, so that became 3. We agreed on 3, it became 4. So we both feel this way.
Number 4 is still in the duck genre.
Oh yes, but in my opinion, the better duck.
I am the terror that flaps in the night. It's Darkwing Duck. No, oh my gosh. I absolutely loved Darkwing Duck growing up. I remember when I was a kid, there was a art competition. They were like, you can create these big old banners that if you got picked, it was like about music and art. and if you got picked, they would be on the side of COTA buses, just like the big
Wow.
Central Ohio Transit buses, Authority buses, whatever. But yeah, so I was like, cool. What did I do? I drew Darkwing Duck for it.
That doesn't surprise me. Every art project you have in school right now, you're like, I wonder if I can make Batman. I wonder if I can use cosplay. I wonder if I can make Batman.
I might have made a wire sculpture of Batman.
Yeah, a little bit.
But that's beside the point. But no. I literally drew a copywritten character and submitted it. I didn't win.
But was it good?
No.
Dude, your art is better than you think.
Based on a second grader entering, no, it was not good. But yeah, so Darkwing Duck was number 4.
This
Fight
next
me
one,
if you have a problem with that.
I don't. I'm not gonna fight you, but like,
Don't
big
hit
and mean
me.
and fierce.
You are. I'm scared of your hair.
No,
Well, side
you're
note.
scared of ramen noodles.
Or if you want to look at it with your hair, I'll fight you with one arm behind my back. Put 'em up.
Oh no!
Wizard of Oz reference.
Not on the list.
Not on the list. Sorry.
Okay, this next one, I had the entire series on VHS growing up. Every time a new one came out, I bought it. I was so obsessed with the show. I had every action figure and almost every apparatus for the action figures, like the different like scenarios where they could like do stuff. Like, yeah, catch my moves. But yeah, I was a huge fan. I even read the books and the comics. I just gave it away. I had the biggest comic collection and all the cards, and remind me to tell you about why when I was growing up I hated Iron Man. But it has nothing to do with this. Number 2 is... Okay, I love Iron Man now, but I'll tell the story later.
Number 3.
Oh, this is
that
3?
we were on. Yes.
Oops. Number 3!
Number 3 is... X-Men!
Was that the
That's
theme?
part of it.
Oh my gosh. X-Men! I was obsessed.
Unless it was the Phoenix
If you can't
Saga,
tell,
yeah.
I have an obsession with Marvel, but I didn't realize I would love the Avengers so much till later on. X-Men was my... I know. X-Men was my thing. I loved every single character. And again, I collected all the comics, all the cards. I had the Gambit series, the Rogue series. I had like the Phalanx series. I had everything. Dark Phoenix Saga. And then if I still had those, they'd be worth a lot of money. Don't ask me what happened. But yeah, so why I hate Iron Man. This is important. It's a quick story. So I had collected these cards, and you would get one foil in every single pack of cards. And so you have to try to collect the 9 foils. There was like Professor X and Storm and Silver Surfer and Wolverine, and they're not all X-Men. And apparently the most common one was Iron Man. I had like 100 of Iron Man, and back then I didn't even know who that was. I'm just like, what is this guy? I have 100 of him. I don't want to see his face anymore. I couldn't stand Iron Man. Now I'm staring at a painting of Iron Man that is probably the size of me. So like obviously I've switched my feelings on Iron Man.
I was a Wolverine and Gambit fan for the X-Men series. So
I really liked Cyclops and Wolverine and Gambit, but I liked the good boy. But anyway, moving on.
to number 2.
It's time for Animaniacs. We have pay-for-play contracts.
Yeah. So number 2 is Animaniacs.
Ninja's sitting on our list.
Yeah, Ninja.
Yeah, no, I loved Animaniacs, and that was the other one that had adult humor in it, where you don't notice as a kid, but then later on you're like, did they just make a reference to and stuff like that? So I just loved that show. I looked forward to it being on. Mm-hmm. I memorized the TV schedule to know when it would be on so I wouldn't miss it. I would tell my friends I can't hang out because Animaniacs is on.
I love good idea, bad idea.
That was my favorite part.
Yeah. So that and Pinky and the Brain on there.
That was like one of my least favorite parts. Oh, and that girl that kept hugging all the animals. I hated her. Yeah. What was her name? I don't remember. Comment her name if you remember, or don't, because I don't really like her. Ninja, I can't see number 1.
All right, so now, after you waited, drum roll, or a really sad trombone.
That's a sad trombone.
But Number 1, number 2 and number 1 were both of our number 1s.
Yeah, Animaniacs was my number 1.
And this next one was something, it was just one of those iconic TV shows that you have no idea that I would like. There's nothing about me currently that says that I would like anything from it. It is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That was my number 1, which she liked as well.
I loved it, and the video games, and everything about it. It didn't beat Animaniacs for me, but I also loved it so much that I decided to say, yeah, it's number 1. I mean, our bathroom is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle themed, so obviously I likes them.
So yeah, that's definitely one of those iconic TV shows as a kid growing up. That, fun fact, do you know why it was originally taken off the air?
You told me once, but I forgot.
Because the government passed a regulation that all cartoons had to be educational for a while. And they refused to change their style of programming, so they were canceled.
But they technically teach you about genetics. Gone wrong.
But they wanted it like all those other shows, like what was it, like Magic School Bus, that kind of education.
Right.
So yeah.
Forgot about that show.
Yeah. So that was our number 1. We definitely had a rough time agreeing on some of these because, you know,
yeah,
we all have our favorites, and we do have a couple honorable mentions because, you know,
some of ours didn't make the list,
yeah,
so we wanted to make sure.
Love. We gotta show some of those love.
You do yours first.
Some of my honorable mentions, like Thundercats, grew up as that, you know, big fan of Thundercats growing up.
I never watched it.
It's, I remember it because I was really little, but
I didn't watch cartoons when I was that little. I was watching Rocky, apparently. That's what my mom said I loved to watch when I was like 2. And then she wondered why I like smacked my brother.
This one's odd for me. It's gonna sound funny. Gummy bears.
He sang the entire theme, like start to finish, while I was teaching a contemporary dance class tonight, and my students are like, "What is he singing?" And I was like, "Is he singing Gummy Bears?"
It was one of those shows. It was on Disney, and it just was entertaining, and I liked it as a kid.
My 2 honorable mentions. The first one is Tiny Toons. I loved Tiny Toons. I still think about Babs and Buster's. No relation. And I don't know, it's just so funny to me, and I remember watching it kind of with the same excitement as Animaniacs, but not as much. And then, oh man, this show meant everything to me. Gem. I loved Gem. I wanted to be the dancer, and I guess mission accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
There was this dancer on the show. She always wore leg warmers and a leotard, and it was very 80s. But she had this hair that was pink, blue, and blonde, and I begged my mom to let me have that hair, and she always said no. And now funny hairstyles are in, so I could have all the colors in the world, and I'm like, nah, I need it to be blonde to play Alice and Lucy and Cloud and Bubbles, and the list goes on and on. But yeah, that was one of my favorite shows. And of course, I didn't want to be the main character. I wanted to be this one-off, main dancer girl, because I just loved her. Mm-hmm. So, sorry, I talked too much.
So yeah, that's our top 10 of favorite cartoons that we grew up with.
Was anything else on the list that didn't make it? I don't think so. No, we got it.
We pretty much covered everything.
We did mention Care Bears. Mm-hmm. Care Bears was on there. I think that was the only thing that didn't make any of the list was Care Bears, which, another fun fact, my first Halloween costume, Care Bear. The one with the storm cloud.
My first one that I remember, I was a Popple.
Oh my god, I love Popples. Okay, we need to do a top 10 toys from the 90s. So, if you guys have any suggestions of toys that need to go on that list, please message us. We need to do food, too. Food we miss. Mm-hmm. Discontinued food. Moment of silence for Joel Cola. Okay.
But yeah, so that was our top 10. We hope you guys enjoyed. If you have a top 10 of your own of favorite cartoons, maybe there's a cartoon that we just completely forgot about,
please list them below. We love reading your comments.
We love reading them, and I just want to see if there's shows that I forgot about.
There are probably a billion shows I forgot about.
They're gonna be like,
I forgot about the Magic School Bus.
They're gonna be like, you didn't mention the Tick. like,
Oh, we didn't mention the Tick.
that was a good
Oh,
show.
no.
Or Eek the Cat. What else was there? Freakazoid.
I don't remember that one.
Trying to think. Captain Caveman.
Don't remember that one. It was
But
a
yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons.
There was a Dungeons and Dragons cartoon. I was not allowed to watch it. Again, back to the previous vlog. I wasn't allowed to watch Simpsons. Or this vlog.
This one.
Thanks, Mom.
We're really tired, apparently.
But yeah, so we appreciate you guys watching. Definitely leave the comments below. And tell us your favorite stuff.
Ninja didn't come say goodbye.
Ninja.
Yo.
Hot glue.
Hot glue.
Hot glue is literally right
He's
there.
right there.
He's not in the comments. He's right there. But yeah, so thanks for watching. I am Safety Scissors.
And I'm Duct Tape.
Peace out.
Am I making a circle? Or is it like a triangle? I don't know. Same
Yeah.
shape as my bagel.
Bagel.